Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Master of Me podcast, where we break down life 101, the lessons that we learn, the experiences that we get to experience, and then now turn any kind of losses into lessons where we find wins. In this podcast, we talk about faith, family, fitness, finance, future, and of course, you cannot leave out fun. So, with that being said, I want to introduce my next guest, Misael Avalos. What's up, man?
Thank you for having me, brother.
Hey, man, I'm excited that you're here, man. Let's run this story back a little bit. How, like, your face is so familiar to me, and I'm gonna jump in this podcast like we're talking for the first time.
Okay.
Where's our connection, like our bridge of how we know each other? Is it through? I've been to 9 high schools in 6 years, so I have a feeling it's down the line
Oh,
of one of those high
1000%.
schools.
It's high school. Yeah. Um, did you go to Sunnyside or
I
Pueblo?
did. I went to Sunnyside for a while. Yeah.
Sunnyside. Yeah, it's Sunnyside.
It's Sunnyside. Yeah, so I don't know if it was 2004 through 6 or something like that.
So I
Like,
graduated '06.
okay.
So I jumped not as many high schools as
Uh-huh.
you, but I did two. So I
Okay.
went to Sunnyside for about 3 years and a half,
Okay.
and then I one day I was 18. I got my transcripts and I moved to Pueblo.
Okay. You were like, I can just make my own
I just couldn't
choices.
make my own choices, and I had a lot of friends at Pueblo
Mhm.
at that time, and so I just decided to head out there.
That's crazy. Yeah, Sunnyside, that was a good time, I think. Like, I mean, really good time in that. Like, I had good times in general there. There was a mixture school that I went to that was Desert Vista, Alta Vista.
Alta
Alta Vista
Vista.
had a combination of Sunnyside and Pueblo together. So,
Yeah,
like, I'm sure even through our friends through
yeah,
there, like, there was more people crossing bridges
yeah.
at that time. But I understand the same thing because there was as a super senior, I hit 18 2 years prior. So if something wasn't working out at a school, I would just go find another one. And at
Yeah.
that point, I can just
So
enroll
you did that
myself
too?
100%. I
Yeah.
just enrolled myself. And part of it,
Yeah.
like my parents were off in their own worlds at that time, and I had control of it. And if I wanted to, a lot of times it was a little bit more with the friends and stuff, but in my mind, I thought it was gonna be those people would help, like, influence me, to get my stuff done. Like, I
Okay.
was always on this mission to graduate, but I didn't have the full path all the way. I would do weekend school and the charter school sometimes, like, trying to find it, and I spent a lot of that, like, the education journey figuring it out on my own. And when things got tough, I just had bad habits of running at that time. So if fight broke out or things weren't going good, then I would just move schools
Mhm.
and start fresh as a new kid and try to build myself up. Where I lacked was my credits, right? So I found my girlfriend, who's my wife now, um, in that process through those years, and she was at Palo Verde High School, and she was graduating already. So this is 2008. I'm supposed to graduate 2006, and this is 2008, and I'm taking weekend school before lunch and after school, staying late. And I put 2 years in one, and it came down to the last day where the math teacher and the writing teacher came in. I'm sitting in waiting in the math teacher's class, and they told me that I passed the Ames test. So once I got that information, I put my cap and gown on and went out there. And luckily I did because my family was already waiting for me and
Yeah.
it was game time that time. But I think having that will to get it done, I knew that like this was it. And they were gonna tell me I had to go get a GED after that. And then I didn't want a GED. I wanted the satisfaction of finishing a high school diploma. So pushed through it
Good for you,
and got it
bro.
done.
Good
Got
for
it done.
you. And that's an amazing
Yeah.
accomplishment. Just and it's a different route,
Right.
but it's your route.
Right.
And you have that opportunity to be proud of that.
Right.
You finished it, bro.
Right, 100%. Man, it's cool to be on this podcast right now because it's like from podcaster to podcaster. Like
Yeah.
we can dive in on our lives and understand like the listening process of it
One
and
thousand
stuff.
percent, bro.
That's good, dude. So after Sunnyside, what was your next steps? Like there's a lot of years from now to 37. So what was your next staircase right after high school?
Right after high school, man, I was in the partying scene,
Okay,
so I wanted to party it up
okay,
and enjoy my summer.
okay.
Um, since I was in middle school, I wanted to join the
Uh
Marines,
huh.
so I was in a program called Devil
Oh
Pups,
yeah.
and So I would go out there and train with them and
Oh,
stuff.
that my
So
cousin Scooter. Did Scooter go to Pueblo for a
yeah,
while? I think he did something like that. Okay,
yeah,
cool. You
Ricky.
just brought me that Ricky. There you go.
And so I did devil
Uh-huh.
pups and did that. So my plan was already to join the Marines
Uh-huh.
after high school.
Uh-huh.
And one of my best friends that we made like this covenant
Okay.
in middle school was like
Strong
we're
word.
both gonna
Yeah.
be, we're gonna be Marines
Right.
right after high school. Well, he went right after high school. Like he didn't even walk with his class. He left like 15 days prior to
Right.
walking to boot camp.
This is my
I was
mission.
like, I'm not doing that,
Right.
bro.
Right.
I was in the partying
Right.
stage.
Let me live a little.
I'm gonna live a little.
Uh-huh.
So I ended up graduated in May, and I went to boot camp that year in November.
Okay.
So that entire year, I was just living it up, partying it up, making bad decisions, bad
Mm-hmm.
habits, and then, yeah, man, got to boot camp. I served 4 years active in the infantry role, and um, got to travel,
Mm.
um, and after that, man, just went to school. I did University of Phoenix,
Okay.
went to college for business and marketing.
Okay.
And have you heard of Gary Vaynerchuk?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he mentioned something very, very eye opening to me that, like,
What year?
I mean, we're talking about 2000. I graduated high school 2006.
Okay.
I got out of the military 2011.
Okay.
So around 2011, 2012,
Mm-hmm.
he mentioned something about like the how college books get outdated,
Right.
right? And he talks you out into not getting out of college, but
Mm-hmm.
like you can figure stuff out yourself,
Right.
right? Especially if you're grinding, you just got to put the time in, and then you'll get more, you'll learn more lessons by doing the work
Right.
than learning from a book that's going to get outdated. So
Right.
when I heard that, I was like, I'm just looking at the books, and I'm like, I looked at the date, and I was like, this is 1997,
Right.
and I'm like, no, marketing is always changing,
Right.
business is always changing.
Right.
And that's just from information that I've heard. So from there, man, I decided to just dabble into a couple businesses.
Mm-hmm. Dang, dude, that's a path right there that is your path,
Yeah,
which is not everybody sees it that way, right? Like for me wanting to get that piece of paper that says I walked and graduated, like that was one thing. But something similar happened to me in college. Like I did the same thing with Pima. Like I stuck out Pima first. And I had 5 degrees. I looked on the wall, but I must have took them down. But I had 5 degrees by the time I got done with Pima. Went to the U of A. This was Gary V time now. So this is like 2010, 11. Like he's hot and heavy coming out with marketing and the way he's talking. And
yeah,
so he has a heavy influence on me at the time. And like I'm already hustling, like I'm paying for college. I started my first business called Dorm Cuts UA. So I'm cutting athletes' hair in my dorm room because I'm staying at the freshest dorm room with all of the athletes in there. There's basketball, football, soccer, like everybody's in there. And
that's
so
cool.
I'm passing out business cards all day long. Meanwhile, I'm going to school for marketing and entrepreneurship. And that year I ended up taking state and collegiate DECA. And so in front of blonde hair, blue eyes is my competition, and for me to win first place state, like I didn't do it that in wrestling or through athletics, like it was through business and the way I presented myself and how I put my words together. And so at that point, like I started to lose interest in school, and I worked so hard to get to U of A, and that's what I wanted at the time, and then it shifted. Like it shifted once I got that, and I was like, man, I want to just get after it. Like I want to go do the work.
Yeah,
And so I can attest to how that feels of like what's going to be more beneficial here? Like
yeah,
is it the what I'm learning in the books, or is it me go rolling up my sleeves and getting it done? Cuz that's how all of that evidence built up to that was like me just getting it done. Even the school felt like that. Like I was applying myself to something and then I was accomplishing it. So then it was like, all right, how do I just use this and start getting after it in the field? How do I take it to the market now?
yeah,
And so that was that like eye opener for me that like and no knock that people that go to schools with the graduate colleges and people are still going to school at our age, like
yeah.
it's a different path
Well,
for everybody.
there's things that require
Mhm.
school, but business doesn't,
Right.
right? You got to learn from the people that have already done it,
Right.
to be able to succeed a lot
Right.
faster. But yeah, man, I'm with you. It's things change,
Okay.
and that's the beauty about life,
Right.
right? You can have a plan, and you could say, "Hey, okay, like this is what I want to accomplish at this
Right.
time," but things can shift, and that's okay. And
Right.
that's like when you're in
Right.
your 20s,
Right.
that's completely fine for
Right.
you to shift and see the opportunities and try things out, and you'll figure out your route.
Right.
I think a lot of people get discouraged if they're not at a certain place
Right.
where they think that they should be at that time.
100%.
And it's like, man, like you have so much life to live. Just continue pushing forward and continue just looking at the opportunities, and you'll find your purpose,
Right.
your reasoning, right? You're 37, I'm 38.
Let's go.
Like, I'm just getting comfortable with my
Right.
purpose,
Right.
and I've been hitting the
Right.
ground, so it just takes more at
Right.
bats. Really
And,
does.
and I think, to be honest, like, what side of town did you grow up on?
Dude, 12 in
There
Valencia.
you go.
I mean, I was, yeah,
Me
back there.
Yep, me too. I was on a Cabot and, like, in a little cul-de-sac on 12th and Valencia,
Yeah,
back by Santa Clara, and I think it takes, like, you gotta see a whole 'nother side of the world. Not that that was everything, but it also meant, like, I've tried things, failed things, and had
yeah,
to keep pushing
yeah,
back up. So I think it takes some kinda grit of knowing what the ultimatum could be, right?
yeah,
Like, I think we've had our fair share of, like, uncles or people that we looked up to, and then you kinda grow up and then you see that it's not the light that you thought and that you have to be better. Like
yeah,
I think that comes like you have to want that too, right? Like you can either fall in line and be like the rest of the people or you can want to like take what they've taught you and then go and like a slingshot and go get out there and see what you can do more. And that's where I think that like purpose or drive comes from to keep pushing yourself when things get hard, right? Cuz it's
yeah,
what I was getting at is we're not supposed to make it like that. Like we're supposed to be still struggling the 9 to 5, working for the city, working, you know what I mean, like on top of a roof. And no knock to our friends, like we love
yeah,
them to death. And at the
yeah,
same time, though, like it takes a lot of courage to to see something in yourself and just trust your smarts and trust yourself to go compete at a higher level to try to push past, right, and set the bar higher for our kids and the future generation.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Yeah, it's like the odds are not on our side
Mm-hmm.
to succeed.
Right.
I didn't grow up with a dad.
Mm-hmm.
My mom lived check to check,
Mm-hmm.
and she cleaned houses herself,
Mm-hmm.
and she raised me and a special needs sister all by herself.
Right.
Right? I had alcoholics around me.
Right.
I had a couple good examples here and there. I became an alcoholic
Right.
very early age.
Right.
So success is not on my side,
Right.
and you were mentioning before the conversation, like you're sober,
Right.
and same here.
Right.
I learned that that's the lifestyle that I don't want for my life or for
Right.
my kids. But again, too, I don't want to make my odds
Right.
bad or
Right.
anything. I want to have good odds, and
Right.
that's by again learning on. We're in our late 30s. It's crazy to even just say that we've learned a lot of things
Right.
along the way, and having good habits, and if you can make your own road if you just
100%.
keep your head straight. It doesn't matter if you didn't have your parents around, or if there was god forbid, abuse and things like that. Like, you have the opportunity to build your own journey, your own legacy.
Right.
Yeah,
And you have to want it. Like I think
for
that
sure.
it's so important, man. Like I've never really been in trouble. Like I've always been a money maker, like in some of them not the best ways, but at the same time like those were lessons learned that I needed. And with like keeping my rap clean, I will say, like I just have always had this like form of integrity in my heart to be better, and to even when I messed up, like I would think about it and I would care about it. Like, dang, like I don't know if I did the right thing there, and then make an adjustment. And I think like having that mindset or that heart towards it, like has been the difference between me and some of my best friends that either A are not here anymore or B like they're down a path that it sucks to go back and look at. And those friends like honesty, like I'm hearing about them now, like they're falling off still. Like they're like a matter of like, you know, unaliving themselves and things like that. Like it's hurtful as a man because you know that we're all in the same fight together. Like it's not a competition. It's like we got to go and do better and be better for the people around us. And it's hard to find that group of people to that are doing the same thing. So when you talk about, not drinking and pushing yourself for your kids, like the alignment is so strong there because we come from what it sounds like basically the same background. Like it's very similar on the struggle on that. And what
Yeah,
I deal with probably from not feeling enough or worthy or, having those pieces to the puzzle in life, like they'll come creep up on my thoughts and try to pull me down, and it's me that takes this like strength to shut it down and go do something with my actions to prove it wrong, right? Like you're not going to take me down that way. Like it's
correct.
not going to be that. And so granted, letting go of alcohol was huge because I'm not going to be like I have control of that. I'm not going to mess it up for me. Like if something happens down the road that I can't control, it is what it is. We talked about how I'm going to respond to it, differently. But I'm not going to go and be the cause of it. Like I'm not going to go put the speed bumps out there.
Yeah,
Like we're trying to maximize this life while we have it.
correct.
Yeah, dude, that's important. So tell me about your next there. So all right, we got through the Marines. Like kudos to you and thank you for your service.
Thanks,
Getting
bro.
through that, like I'm sure
Yeah,
that discipline comes through that, and you learn
yeah,
not having a father present in your life. You get men around you at that point that either you want to mirror or even just that masculine energy that because not having a father present too can do that, right? Like it's hard when you're only looking up to your mom. Like shit. I got tears for no reason sometimes, and it's just like it's just part of the struggle,
yeah.
But
That's
at
the
this,
mama.
yeah, it's the mama coming out, but at the same time, like having the masculine energy, like we need that as leaders, as
Yeah,
men for our family. Like we have to go. If we don't have it right away, we got to go find it.
yeah,
Got to go find it and pull it out. And I think everybody has that control to be able to find that and use it because it's just energy.
yeah.
It's just energy, man. So what was your next staircase like after the military?
After the military, and yeah, receiving that masculine energy, that was extremely helpful for me
Uh huh.
because yeah, I didn't have it in my home. And so after the Marine Corps, I went to University of Phoenix, and life happened,
Mm-hmm.
things happened in my life, and I had to move to Phoenix for
Mm-hmm.
a short period of time and just kind of reset, get my mind right, and I ended up coming back home, and you know, I I moved place to place.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is I always finished my lease wherever I was at,
Right.
but I was going out, I was drinking,
Right.
I was heavily involved in the world,
Right.
and I was heavily involved in self, self.
Promotion. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
like I just wanted to feel myself. There was a lot of selfishness
Mm-hmm.
through there, and I was just getting tired of it.
Right.
I was getting tired of being hungover. I was getting tired of showing up,
Right.
being a um, trying to show people a different side of who I really wanted to
Right.
be, because I became this life of the party type
Right.
of guy. And, going out and just getting into drugs
Uh-huh.
and alcohol. And I moved back into my mom's house.
Right.
Now I'm 29 years old.
Yeah.
And I was just laying in my couch one day, man, and I turned 30 a couple months before that. So I'm laying in my mom's couch at 29, and I'm just thinking like, okay, what am I gonna do in my life?
Right.
Okay, I need to really do something that is going to be impactful because I'm about to be 30.
Right.
Life's about like I had $7 to my
Right.
account, you know? And my mom got home one day, dude, and I'm still in the couch laying because I'm living in her bed in her living room. All my clothes is hung in
Right.
her garage
Right.
through the rails of
Right.
where the garage goes. I put
Right.
it all the way at the end. My stuff's there, and I'm just, hitting that all-time low type
Right.
of feel. And she comes home and she's like, "Hey, do you want something to eat?" And it just hit me, dude. It was just like I've been laying in the couch watching TV all day.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2:30. She
Mm-hmm.
comes in, she looked tired, and she's asking me if I want to eat.
Mm.
It just hit me, dude.
Mm.
And from there, just started kind of getting into the conversation with her of like what would happen if she died,
Mm.
what would happen to the clients that she currently has.
Mhm.
And we just got into the conversation, and I just got this ignite in me that it was just like, I am going to build a cleaning business.
Right.
I'm going to grab your 10 clients that you have,
Right.
and we're going to build something great.
Right.
I'm going to retire you. I got this super excited, and I was
Right.
just pitching her this thing. Granted, my mom's looking at me like, "You're about to be 30 years old.
Uh-huh.
You're in my couch. You're telling me all of this. Not only do you not know how to spend your money,
Right.
I've let you borrow money and
Right.
things like that."
Right.
Like, she's looking at me like,
Like,
"You're out of
come
this
on.
world."
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, "I'm gonna retire you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna retire you. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be great." And I got to work, bro.
Right.
I ended up using my girlfriend at the time. I ended
Mhm.
up using her computer, her
Mhm.
laptop,
Right.
to build the website and stuff. And then I got to a point where I bought my own computer,
Right.
which was like a couple months. I used her car to go
Right.
to appointments.
Right.
And then it got to a point where I got my car. So little by little, living in my mom's house for another year. You know, my the girlfriend at the time, she's my wife
Right.
now, and she saw me at my all-time low, and
Right.
she's like, she let me use her computer, her car.
Right.
It was just so wild. She let me borrow money,
Right.
and of course, embarrassed, right? As a man, not only a Marine, but as a man that's supposed to provide,
Right.
and I'm not providing.
Right.
So I had to really put myself in a place where I didn't need to be vulnerable.
Let's go.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did, but I have a vision. I have a plan. And I built for that entire year, dude. I cleaned houses 7 days a week. I went to networking events obsessively.
Right.
I took people to coffee obsessively,
Mhm.
and I was just making it work. You
Right.
know, my phone bill was paid. I made $600 that whole year
Right.
for myself.
Right.
My girlfriend knew at the time, and I had that honest conversation, and that whole entire year, built a business, and I got my studio a year later
Let's go.
after that. And I mean, now we're, 7-figure company. We're just doing amazing. I got like 31 cleaners. We're doing the damn thing, that's for sure. But that's how it started, my
Right.
mom's couch.
Damn. That's intense, bro, to know that like
And I retired my mom
let's go.
2 years later.
Let's go.
From the day that I told her that, 2 years later, retired her. She didn't clean. She hasn't cleaned now since 2020,
Right.
and she's just been collecting a check.
Dude, that's powerful. Like what better feeling can you leave knowing that you gave back to the person
Yes,
who took care of you high and low
1000%.
and loved you high and low. That's unconditional, right? Like trying to feed you still after you don't have a direction in
Yeah.
life, you
Well, that's
know?
what Hispanics
Yeah.
moms do, right? They just feed
100%.
you.
But still
But out of
it's
love.
unconditional love,
Yeah.
like regardless. Like they might be hard or whatever, or say what they need to say, but at the same time, like if you had to turn back now, like you could still turn back to her
Yeah,
in any
1000%.
any way, shape, or form. And kudos to your girlfriend now wife for believing in you and seeing something in you that you didn't see at the time and giving you that her whatever she was doing to make her money so that way you can come up, right? Like on that part of it. And now
Yeah.
you guys get to share life together. And you get the satisfaction as a man knowing that you did manly things to be able to provide now and sticking to something that's true to you by building a business, right? Because if you were working for DP or, the city or something like that, like it'd be a good job. You guys but would you feel fulfilled? Like, would you feel like you did it? Like, did you feel like your life gave purpose. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if everybody feels like that, right? Like there's something about going and hunting and
Mm.
killing for yourself, you bringing back the meat for your family and knowing that here it is. I
Yeah.
did what I said I was going to do. And that's what you did. You spoke out. You said here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take your 10 clients. I'm going to flip them. This is how we're going to work. And you putting it out there in the universe like that, it just started unfolding little by little. And here you are now, still thinking on the hustles, thinking on the go of
Yeah.
how to continue to go out there and hunt and kill, right? Like
Yeah.
because it's important and it's tiring, like we talked about, but at the same time, it's rewarding because you know that it keeps you alive, right? Like, what else are you gonna do? Like just wait. There's gonna be a time where maybe one of your kids sit you back and collect the check,
Yeah.
and if they don't, we keep grinding. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay because you know you're doing it for you, right? You got to look in the mirror with yourself. And if you feel fulfilled, you're gonna be like, damn, I did it. Like you're gonna smile or you're gonna be like all sad in the mirror right before you go,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, dude, you hit a lot of great things there. It's it's finding the purpose
Right,
of why we do what we do.
right,
And like you were saying, like people that are just working through the 9 to 5, that is not a problem,
right,
right? If that it feel it fulfills you,
right.
and that 1,000% go for it. But yeah, if you're in your mind thinking like this, I'm not happy here,
Mm-hmm.
but you're just doing it for a check,
Right,
then you're doing it for the wrong reasons,
right,
right? Because at the end of the day, what we were talking about regret on
right,
your deathbed, right?
right,
You gotta know. We all have enough data of ourselves
right,
if we just sit down and we just write,
right,
and that's what I had to do.
right,
Yes, I was in my mom's couch. Granted, I was writing, I was reading,
right,
I was listening to stuff
right,
in my mom's couch. I
right,
was not Netflixing. I
right,
wasn't doing any of
right,
that. Like I was focused on building myself
right,
because I wasn't taught a lot of the things early on.
right,
So you gotta know that data. And the data for me was I can't keep a job
right,
because I don't want to work for someone
right,
else. So I gotta do it myself.
right,
And I submerged myself around that type of content, that type of information, and it opened my eyes. So yes, you could work for a job that is stable 1,000%, but if you have more in you,
right,
take that
right,
chance because time is going by. There's other people moving a lot faster than
right,
you. And by that I just mean that the more time you spend not doing what you want
right,
to do, it's going to be harder down the road,
right,
right? So I'm with you, man. Business is great.
right,
It's hard,
right.
but it's a beautiful thing because you can hunt,
You can hunt.
like what you're saying.
Yeah, dude, that's powerful, man. To just be able to have this conversation and unfold it like that. Like we can dive in the semantics of how the business works or how the come up came. And I think that's what's important for people to hear is that if that feeling or that your heart's beating in that direction for more, then maybe it's not that you're depressed. Because we talked about that, right? Like we kind of tapped on like why would a person even drown themselves in alcohol? Or why would a person even unalive themselves? You
Yeah.
know, like
Well, because they got too much time in their
right.
hands.
Right. And they're not hunting. Like if you're
They're not
out
hunting.
there and you're locked in on what you're trying to take down, there's no room to mess around.
Yeah.
And I mean, sadly, it does come from like sometimes it is a lack of a father figure or something like that. And because you don't, men, we lack the sense of urgency. And I say we because there's times where I have to slap myself in the face and be like, lock in, get after this. Don't pick your head up until you're done. And like having that internal clock to be
Yeah.
able to do that is important.
Yeah.
And it because it's all urgent. Like the only time we have right now is now. And if we don't if that animal gets away, we don't eat.
Correct.
We have to fish it, gut it, skin it, take it
Correct.
home, feed everybody, and then go do it again. And then go do it again. But like what else do you know as life on earth? Like what are we supposed to do? Like this is it's not actually hunting anymore like animals. It's business. Like it's our new form of chasing something down,
Yeah.
our new form of getting after it. So
Yeah.
I if people have that burning desire, I would say challenge that. Like if you're young or not, like some of the biggest players didn't even get their big like who's that who's the lady that wrote the Harry Potter series? You know what I mean? Like in their 50s or something like before they pop off. Like
Yeah.
keep putting those creative ideas out there. Go chase down your dreams, figure out how to still work for the city and stay up late, to build that in the morning or in the evening to go do your dreams so that way you can feel proud of yourself. And I think that's what's important is that you're okay under your own skin knowing that you've come a long way and you still have so much more to go.
1,000%, dude. I mean, Jesus started in his 30s,
Right.
right? I mean, Moses started way, 40s. So we get so stuck on our early age of the 20s. You want to figure it out. What's my purpose? What's my drive? And we can get very
Right.
discouraged by life,
Right.
especially now things are moving so quickly. But one thing that I was just kind of thinking when you were talking was, you know, things are not going to be given to you.
Right.
So at the end of the day,
Right.
if you didn't grow up with a dad, a
Right.
mom, something happened in your
Right.
life that was very traumatic,
Right.
I am sorry that you
Right.
went through that
Right.
stuff. But at the end of the day, the world does not care.
Right.
and the world is not going to give you anything.
Right.
So you have to roll up your sleeves some way, somehow, and you have to get up and move
Right.
forward. You just have to. There's just no other way. And I think that a lot of people, especially the younger crowd, that because I was like that.
Right.
I didn't grow up with a dad,
Right.
so I'm just gonna do whatever I need to do, right? And it was such a horrible mindset because I wish someone would have snatched me up and been like, look, what you're going to continue doing in your life, consuming all of these things, numbing yourself,
Right.
it's not going to help you down the road. And the more you do this, the more you're going to fall into a pit that's going to be a lot harder for you to get out.
Right.
So, if you want your life to look differently, you have to do the work.
Right.
You have to look within and you have to make the hard decisions.
Right.
It's not going to be easy, right? A lot of people fall back into temptation because they haven't made the commitment that they want to be someone different.
Right. It's like a declaration,
Dude,
like a
yes,
covenant. Like you got to make a promise to yourself.
1000%. You build your own avatar.
Right.
What avatar do you want?
Right.
Right? If that avatar doesn't have the same characteristics, then be the other avatar. And if you do that daily, you just naturally will become that. And you'll get to a point where you're just like, how did this even happen?
Right. It's crazy though if you think about it. Like, what if you were on the outside of the glass, like looking at yourself on your mom's couch? Like, in even in Avatar, like put it in a game world. Like, would and your avatar's there all day long? Like, what would you even be thinking about that person? Like, what are you doing there? Like, there's so much world out there to go explore, and
Yeah.
you're there, doing nothing at the time. You know what I mean? Trying to figure it out. Like, whatever's going through your mind that's holding you back, like those are the things to address. And sometimes it takes work. Sometimes you got to figure it out. Sometimes you got to love and forgive. Like I had to do a lot of forgiveness with, like I have I've had a phenomenal father, I will say, in my life, to be honest. For seasons of life, that relationship has been up and down. He passed away. That felt traumatic. I get reminded of what you just said, is that no one's gonna come save you. Like that gorilla dude that used to come jump in your fist fights and get your back and make sure you were safe at the end of the day is not there to save you anymore. If you get into something, you got to handle it. Whether
Yeah.
you make a commitment, you got to follow through on it. Like there's nobody to call to be like, "Hey, I started this project, can you help me with it?" Even if it's at home. I started the sprinkler system, I'm stuck at here, how do I get through it? Like there's no phone number to call for that hotline anymore to
Yeah.
get that person to come save me. And so with that, like having those hard conversations with the people that potentially have impacted your life in a positive or negative way. If you owe 'em flowers, go give them their flowers. If you need to forgive them, then go forgive them and release it so that way you're not holding shit back anymore. You're not running to alcohol anymore. You're not giving yourself a reason to blame anymore. You're crossing the bridge, moving on from it so that way you can go be the person that you need to be because we only get one life here. What if you get to heaven and God's like, "Bro, I gave you 85 years and you come back like safe. Your gas tank's on full. You were healthy on earth, but you were
You
supposed to
didn't use the
go.
gifts.
You missed it. You missed the boat. You should have came back on E. You have too
Yeah.
much gas.
Yeah.
You should have burned it. You had so much out there to give
Yeah.
and you didn't you played safe.
Yeah.
Like
It's
that
like
was
God
it."
saying, like, hey, did you give it your
Right.
best? I gave you these gifts, and you can just get a vision of all your
Right.
gifts, right? Whatever that
Right.
is. And I'm with you, man. I mean, regret, like we are talking about, it's just a horrible thing. So
Right.
if you you know, lynch to what you're saying is like, if there is, you know, that that part of you
Right.
that is hurt
Right.
because someone did something to you.
Right.
Like for me, my dad leaving when I was 8,
Right.
and he had an affair, and I
Mhm.
saw it, and it
Mhm.
was just traumatic, and it was
Mhm.
just it was huge for me because the man that was supposed to take care of us let me down,
Right.
you know, and then he hurt my mom, and I saw that, so I had a lot of that in me,
Mhm.
so I knew that there was a forgiveness that needed to be
Right.
given.
Right.
Heard it in a sermon at church, and I was just like, I need to forgive.
Right.
I need to forgive him for what he did because he just didn't know better. That was it. He did what he did, and he's an adult,
Right.
and he's gonna talk to God about that, one day. but who am I to hold myself back
Right.
with that hate or that anger?
Right.
So I had to forgive.
Right.
Gave him a call, dude. I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry for ignoring you,
Right.
and I forgive you.
Yeah.
I forgive whatever you did. I'm not gonna let it bother me anymore." And and
Well,
from
yeah.
there, I let go,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So I think a lot of people are holding on to things that are stopping them
Right.
from taking action, are stopping them from being better
Right.
because now they're consuming alcohol, they're
Right.
consuming drugs,
Right.
now they're depressed and they're overeating
Right.
and things like that because life is happening to them.
Right.
But it's like, no, life's happening for you.
For you. For you for a reason. Go get those lessons and go learn
Yeah,
from them.
bro.
Dude, like if I didn't see what my father did, I would say at a young age, like he was abusive towards my mom. His anger was up. He also cheated, hurt my mom a lot, and he left in a way where he went to jail and didn't come back for a while, and so I missed a big block of my life. And by the time he came back, I was already in high school, and this is where like that whole 9 years, 6 years, nine high schools kind of thing popped up, and back in like 2020, I he had a girlfriend, knocked on the door, and they were fighting, and it brought me back to that moment of watching him as a kid. And I heard it and I got afraid and I went to the car and I waited for him to come. And when he got there, like later on that evening, we talked and I expressed like how I felt. And I reminded me of a kid, and I've been holding on to this for a long time. He gave it to me where it came from with his dad and his life. And
Mm,
like so I got to hear like his perspective on it and just kind of cleared the air on that. Like I spoke up for myself. And that's how, from that moment, is how I got back into the microphone and podcasting, because I wasn't speaking up and I was holding things in because I was afraid. So
yeah.
getting back on the microphone and the podcast, like I found power by forgiving him. A month later, he died after,
I'm sorry to hear that,
yeah,
brother.
no, clearing that air with him. And like it's a trip though. Like I could have chose to hold on to that as a good excuse to be who I was being at the time, which wasn't serving me. Like those were places where even after being an entrepreneur, like I still was running into trouble on commitments and stuff like that I was making with people because of how I was being. And I needed to I knew that there was stuff going on that I couldn't figure out. And once I started chipping away at those, like knocking them off on the conversations I needed to have, this got easier. Me following through got easier. Like my life got better when I forgave.
Yeah.
That
It's
was it's
huge.
huge. I
I'm
think it's
sure you had a lot of weight
a
off of
hundred
your
percent.
shoulders, and when your dad passed,
Yeah.
I'm sure you felt like you did your part
Right.
to forgive
A
him
hundred
and to
percent.
have that conversation. And a lot of people don't have that
Right.
because they hold on for too long.
Right.
And for some odd reason, we feel like we have a lot of life,
Right.
but we don't,
We don't.
right? People get like doctor messages like this,
Right.
about something, a
Right.
diagnosis. So it's very important what you're saying. Like, I mean, forgiveness is a huge
Right.
responsibility that we have to be able to be set free.
100%. How can you want more and ask for more when you're full with all this stuff you're hanging on to?
Yeah,
And the more you can let go and just cut those anchors, like you can then open up and take in more, right? Like
yeah,
whatever it is, whether it's learning or just more blessings, like all those things. Like if you're holding on to so much, like it's probably passing you and there's no room in there for it. And so you're not receiving it.
yeah,
So you got to be able to give by forgiving to receive,
yeah,
to get more. Yeah,
yeah,
it's powerful, man. What a crazy trip and turn on this how our podcast time could have went.
yeah,
And, but tapping into something that's real. And I think that, as times continue to be tough, like we're still in a tough economy. Like we have a war going on, like there's gas prices going back up. Like we've seen this up and down, but people either knuckle up or they back down, right? And it's just a reminder to do the work like a self-cleaning oven to to go take care of the stuff on the inside, so that way
yeah,
you can be your best version. And tomorrow's not promised, so you got to get after it now.
for sure. I mean, the world, whatever is happening in the world, is just a distraction.
Right.
You got to really look at yourself and
Right.
look at where your soul's going to be at
Right.
the end of the day, and do your part now at what you can with those around you that you love,
Right.
because the world can pull you away from your family, pull you away from the most important things, which is working on yourself.
Right.
Um, and a lot of these things that we're talking about, it takes time,
Mm.
right? I'm 38, you're 37.
Mhm.
We learned a lot of things along the way. The important part is that looking at the data,
Right.
if you're getting a certain result that
Right.
you do not want,
Right.
you just got to find a solution
Right.
and do your part so that you can commit to that solution
Right.
more times. You will probably fall back into certain bad
Right.
habits. It's okay. The thing is to continue putting one foot forward.
Right.
How are you going to be better tomorrow?
Right.
And just continue doing that. And that will, you'll stack up.
Right.
You'll stack up those wins,
Right.
right? It's so easy to wanna, I'm just gonna change this one week after
Right.
another. It's like it's really hard.
Right.
It takes a lot of time,
Right.
and I've been disappointed before when I put too much pressure on myself.
Right.
So that's why I'm sharing this. That you have to stack up on those small
Right.
wins, and then just know that things take time.
Right.
But if you're not getting a result that you don't want, change it
Right.
because the world's probably gonna make it worse for you.
Right.
So you have to really put those guardrails.
Right.
You got to put your guardrails. Lock yourself in a room, like take some solitude,
Right.
right? I mean, Jesus prayed all the time by
Right.
himself.
Right.
It's because he knew that he needed to put those guardrails in
Right.
to not only pray to the Father, but be able to get his mind straight,
Right.
get back into, get his batteries back up
Right.
so he can serve.
Right.
And I think a lot of people drop the ball there. But if we get it, you'll just stack up those wins, man. And you'll be a completely different person. And if your friends are not telling you, hey man, there's something different about you,
Right.
then you're not changing, man.
Right.
They still see that
Right.
same person they saw before.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Man, that's powerful. Ladies and gentlemen, Misael Avalos here, just tearing it up on Life 101. What a blessing. What a time spent. I would say, not spent, invested.
Mm,
Good investment of
yeah,
time and
brother.
effort and energy. It's not every day you get to run into somebody from the same roots, same background, that who is building in the process, just one step, one foot at a time, getting after it. So
Yeah.
kudos to you and all of your success so far in life. However, the constant hunt of getting up and getting after it is what's ahead. And for me to be able to watch it and be a part of it in any way, shape, or form is a blessing to me. So I'm grateful that you're here. Thank you, man.
I appreciate you having me, man. I really hope people took notes and can listen to this podcast again because there's a
100%.
lot of powerful information about life.
Let's
I
go.
appreciate it, bro.
Let's go.